When we think of South America, Brazil is often one of the first countries that comes to mind, known for its vast territory, vibrant nightlife, and football fame. Brazil stands out on the global stage, but with its large population, the country faces various challenges in everyday life. Brazil is the largest country in South America in both population and area, covering about 8.5 million square kilometers. Looking at the map, it's clear that Brazil borders almost every nation on the continent, except for Ecuador and Chile. To give an idea, Brazil's territory is about 28 times larger than Italy, with an estimated population of 220 million. Large concentrations of people are common throughout the country. Although Brazil is still less developed compared to North America, its main metropolis, São Paulo, is home to about 13 million inhabitants, serving as the primary urban and cultural center. You can fly directly to São Paulo from Rome or Milan, with entry to the country facilitated by the lack of strict visa requirements, allowing stays of up to 90 days without major complications. However, it's important to note that English is not widely spoken in Brazil. If you plan to spend an extended period in the country, learning Portuguese, the official language, is essential. Brazil's history traces back to the 16th century, when Portuguese explorers, in search of a route to India, accidentally discovered the land. Pedro Álvares Cabral, one of these navigators, deviated from his course and discovered South America by chance. As a result, the territory we now know as Brazil was claimed by Portugal. Over the centuries, various wars were fought between Portugal and Spain for control of Brazil, leading the region to alternate between these two European powers. Like other South American countries, Brazil was a colony exploited by Europeans for many years, serving as a source of products such as nuts, cocoa, tobacco, and coffee, which are now consumed globally. Along with languages, European colonizers imposed their religions. Today, about 85% of Brazilians are Christian and deeply devoted. Ethnically, Brazil is a melting pot of cultures, similar to Argentina, with a blending that has been happening for over 500 years. Brazilians display a diversity of appearances, a result of European colonization that brought people from various origins, including Portuguese, French, Spanish, and Dutch. Over time, these groups merged with each other and with the local indigenous peoples, forming the current ethnic diversity of the country. Interestingly, Brazil also has the largest population of Japanese descendants outside of Japan, with around 2 million Japanese residing in the country. Various Japanese neighborhoods are scattered across Brazil, where these communities maintain their traditions. However, what truly sets Brazil apart and draws much attention are its regions known as favelas, where living conditions are notoriously tough. For instance, even the Brazilian police hesitate to enter the favelas due to the strong presence of criminal organizations that have not been eradicated. These organizations are heavily involved in activities such as drug trafficking and human trafficking. When the police attempt to intervene, it often results in increased conflict and crime in the surrounding urban areas. The Brazilian government does not officially recognize favelas, which are built without any legal permits. Those living in a favela often do not possess identification documents sent to their homes, and basic services like mail delivery are complicated because these addresses officially do not exist. Essential infrastructure, such as medical clinics, hospitals, schools, and nurseries, is practically non-existent in these areas since they are not built under government supervision. Basic services like electricity and water are often obtained illegally, as public companies rarely extend their networks to these communities. Additionally, nutrition in the favelas is precarious, often limited to bread and coffee, reflecting an unhealthy diet. Many favela residents come from impoverished rural regions in search of better conditions in the cities. Without resources to rent or buy homes in urban centers, they end up building makeshift houses on hilly terrains, which over time develop into the known favelas. Currently, favela communities are often considered part of the lower class by the wealthier population, and in major cities like Rio de Janeiro, about 25% of the areas consist of favelas. The inhabitants of these areas face enormous challenges in improving their living standards due to the low wages prevalent in the country. For instance, while the average income in Brazil is around $500, those living in favelas often earn less than $200 per month. Although Brazil is among the top 20 economies globally, it suffers from deep economic disparity. After Qatar, It is the country with the most unequal income distribution worldwide, characterized by a stark gap between the very rich and the very poor. It's common to encounter homeless people asking for money on Brazilian streets, a situation exacerbated during the pandemic when the government's response was criticized for lacking seriousness, leading to an economic recession and high unemployment, with many losing their jobs and joining the homeless population. In terms of urban organization and cleanliness, Brazil ranks below neighboring countries like Argentina. Cities are often not well maintained, with accumulated waste and bad smells in various corners. The high population density contributes to significant waste generation. Many Brazilians find an income opportunity in waste, collecting and separating recyclable materials like plastic, cardboard, and metal for sale. Therefore, in Brazil, waste has become a source of livelihood for thousands of people. However, it's important to emphasize that despite economic problems, the Brazilian people are remarkably hospitable. Brazilians are generally very friendly, and even those who do not speak English make an effort to help. Even in the face of difficulties, Brazilians maintain a positive spirit and are always open to making new friends. Compared to the reserved nature often associated with Northern Europeans, South Americans, especially Brazilians, are known for their warmth. It's not uncommon for people here to hug and kiss even without great intimacy. Beyond football, which is a national passion, dance also holds a special place in the hearts of Brazilians, serving as a common source of joy and fun. Even while facing economic challenges, Brazilians often appear well-groomed, especially noticeable during the vibrant urban nightlife, when the streets fill with people seeking entertainment. Football stadiums are other important social gathering centers, present in almost every city. The enthusiasm for football is so intense that many young people dream of becoming professional players, an aspiration that, as in Argentina, represents a possible way out of poverty. If a child shows exceptional talent, they are quickly integrated into local club youth programs, progressing through the leagues until eventually signing with major European clubs. Furthermore, Brazil offers clean beaches, lush forests, and a welcoming culture where people prefer warm greetings over formality. For those earning in dollars or euros, living in Brazil can be advantageous due to the relatively low cost of living. A family from the UK or Canada, for example, with an average income in their home country, can enjoy a high standard of living in Brazil, allowing access to the best schools for their children and the possibility of residing in the most exclusive areas. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel to support us.